I used to end up painting stage props. And I used to help out with stage props. But it deals with part of the reason why I have knowledge on different things that I have knowledge on. Just like the costumes that the ones on stage wear, and just having some sort of well, it's just when I think about all the things that as I have a monologue, um, there's always been a reason why the different things, why I ended up doing the different things that I did. Um, I think that's the reason why I refuse to blame God for the things that have happened to me. Mm-mm, mm-mm. But I also think that's the reason why the ones that have done the different things to me that have intentionally done to me what they shouldn't have done to me is because they chose the other side. They made a conscientious decision to choose a side to destroy people's lives. I was in the process of, in fact, I've done different presentations on different things, and one of the things I ended up doing a presentation on was Dahmer and how the women were discredited, and I basically let it be known that if the cops had listened to the women, that I thought the cops were negligent and not listen to the women but that's where it's not just the women. It's basically when somebody knows that there's something wrong, and the ones just sit there and just well, that's a woman, or oh well, that's a man and he doesn't have any kind of a college degree, and basically that's the reason why doing things like minimizing is very harmful, especially to people who have firsthand knowledge of stuff, and just to be what are called super empaths, and it just like uh, stop, gotta do something, and many times it's the super empaths that just intuitively or whatever way no, it's just like um they know something's wrong. I'm going to go into an example. I may have, I don't know if I went ahead and deleted the thing that I'd done previously, but I was getting ready to get on a plane, and something just went off inside of me. It's like yeah, when I talk about a voice inside of me, I'm not saying that I hear an audible voice, but it's like somebody just, it's like, do not get on the plane, do not get on the plane, and I just knew that I couldn't get on the plane. So I walked up and very calmly said, I can't get on the plane. And then that was inside the airport and was told, "Oh, everything's gonna be all right." And I said, "No, I can't get on the plane." It's like I'm using the words in my mouth to communicate. I cannot get on the plane. And then somebody just sitting there and acting stupid. I'm like, no, I can't get on the plane. Yeah, everything's no, I can't get it. That basically frustrating me and acting stupid about frustrating me instead of listening to what I had to say the first time. If that makes sense, intentionally, no, and minimizing, basically what I'm being told that I can't do or don't want to do. But anyhow, so basically, I was like, and by that time, it's like I know my voice ended up getting louder, but it's like, no, I need a different plane to get on. Well, that's gonna go off. That plane's gonna be taken off like I think it was like an hour and a half later. I'm like, I don't care. I can't get on the plane that I'm originally scheduled to be on. What? How do I change the ticket? How do I get on to a different plane? And then by that time, the different people that were around me were looking at me like, just kind of like, just, I mean, and what was wild is I could just sit there and see the different ones, even though I was looking straight at the one across the counter. The ones around me, I picked up in my what's called my peripheral vision, just just kind of like, oh, how ridiculous. There's nothing wrong with the plane. Basically, why wasn't I listening to whoever it was on the other side of the counter telling me that everything was okay? And but anyhow, I ended up finally being told where I could go to have the ticket changed, and when I was in line waiting for the to have the ticket changed to get on a different plane, then all of a sudden came with a loudspeaker that basically flight such and such, which was the flight number that I was originally scheduled to be on, had been canceled due to mechanical failure. Well, what it was is I was already in line waiting for people in front of me to go ahead and do whatever to get on the plane or to get their checked in or whatever it is. And then all of a sudden, as soon as the announcement went off over the loudspeaker, um, that they got behind me and they were like whispering, like, "How did she know?" Da 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 da. Um, I didn't sit there and go. I had this real strong gut reaction. I couldn't get on the plane. It's just like I didn't know an explanation, if that makes any sense. I didn't owe him an explanation. But I also look at it as far as the bigger picture. Basically, I was rewarded for listening to what God was telling me to do. That basically, when it was time for the plane that I had the ticket switched to take off, many of the ones that were um, minimizing what I was talking about. That they had to, that they basically didn't have room on that plane to there wasn't enough room on the plane for them to fly. And I can't tell you how many times it's like God has rewarded me. Um, Another example was but it comes from being obedient to what God's telling me to do. And then when I'm talked into doing stuff, when basically it's like I should have never let somebody talk me into doing something. Uh, that's when God convicts me, if that makes sense. There's been many times. I mean, I'm not perfect at all. I'd be lying to you if I said that I was perfect. No, I'm not perfect. But what I'm telling you is that when I'm obedient to what God wants me to do, God has different ways to reward me. And the example of the mechanical failure on the plane just it let me know who's in control, and basically that I did what God wanted me to do. I mean, just think about it. Who's to say that they didn't sit there and once I ended up going in, basically getting on the phone, or kind of like what one of the hidden cameras go, oh, we got one going off over there. They sense that something's wrong. We better get a mechanic in there to double check the engine out, because I wonder if they're not aware of what is called a super empath. I wonder about that. I wonder about that. I really mean that. I mean, I don't think that the different corporations tied into the planes would go, oh wow, it's going to be really good for business to have one of the planes go up and crash, and have it all in the newspapers and in the radio and in the television sets and stuff. Basically, how one of the planes with basically such and such a name on it crashed. Um, and how many people were unnecessarily killed because of because of X, Y, or Z. Um, Another time was when I smelled smoke, and I was told, "Oh no, there's no smoke," and I was like, "No, I smell smoke." No, you're just basically how I was the crazy one, and sure enough, there was smoke. Uh, and it was in an apartment building. So just look at a photograph of an apartment building that caught on fire, and what would have happened had somebody who had smelled the smoke went, "Oh crap, I smell smoke," and basically said, "I don't care what hour it is, I'm gonna go find out where the smoke's coming from," and I mean, just I mean, it's a sad situation, very very sad situation. And as I talk about that, what I'm trying to do is to encourage the people who sometimes have what they're talking about being minimized by somebody. Don't listen to somebody who is clueless as to but basically don't. When David was told pick up the stone, he didn't listen to all the other people around him. David had. I'm talking about David in the Bible. David had been basically given instructions. This is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to do. This is the game plan. This is what you're going to do. And there are numerous reasons why that was the correct thing for David to do. Most definitely. Most definitely. But look at how David was rewarded. Think about that. How was David rewarded when David listened to what God wanted him to do? What later happened in David's life